Thoughts come and go, just like the leaves on the water's surface. But here's the question. If you're not your thoughts, who's thinking them? Who's inside your head? This is not just a philosophical puzzle. It's a doorway to understanding the very nature of who you are. Let's start by examining the nature of thoughts. You've probably noticed that thoughts arise without your permission. One moment you're thinking about what to have for dinner, and the next you're replaying a conversation from years ago. It's as if your mind has a life of its own. But if you're not directing these thoughts, who is? The truth is, thoughts are not you. They are phenomena that arise in consciousness, like clouds passing through the sky. You are the sky, vast, open, and unchanging, while the thoughts are the clouds, temporary and ever-shifting. Now, you might wonder, if I'm not my thoughts, why do they feel so personal? That's a great question. Thoughts feel personal because we identify with them. We take ownership of them, believing they define us. When a thought says, "I'm not good enough," we internalize it as truth. But what if I told you that thoughts are just mental events, not facts? They are conditioned by your past experiences, your environment, and even your biology. They are not the essence of who you are. Think of it this way. When you watch a movie, you know the characters on the screen are not real. They're projections, creations of the mind. Yet for a moment, you get lost in the story. You laugh, you cry, you feel fear or joy. Your thoughts are like that movie. They're projections of your mind, and while they can feel real, they are not who you are. You are the watcher, the awareness behind the screen. So, if you're not your thoughts, who's thinking them? The answer lies in understanding the nature of the mind. The mind is like a tool. It generates thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. But it's not the source of your true self. The true self is the awareness that observes the mind. It's the part of you that notices when you're lost in thought. The part that can step back and say, I'm thinking again. This awareness is always present, even when you're not aware of it. It's like the sun, always shining, even when hidden by clouds. But here's the challenge. Most of us live our lives identified with our thoughts. We believe we are the thinker, the one in control. This identification creates suffering because thoughts are often negative, repetitive, or unhelpful. When you believe you are your thoughts, you're at their mercy. But when you realize you are the awareness behind them, you gain freedom. You can observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them. You can choose which thoughts to engage with and which to let go. Imagine you're standing on a busy street. Cars are zipping by, honking, speeding, slowing down. The cars are like your thoughts, constantly moving, sometimes chaotic. But you are not the cars. You are the one standing on the sidewalk, watching them pass. You don't have to chase after every car or try to stop them. You can simply observe. This is the practice of mindfulness, being present with your thoughts without getting entangled in them. So, who's inside your head? The answer is both simple and profound. There is no permanent thinker in your head. Thoughts arise spontaneously, like waves in the ocean. But the ocean itself is vast, deep, and still. You are the ocean, not the waves. You are the awareness. not the thoughts. This understanding is the key to inner peace. When you stop identifying with your thoughts, you realize that you are already whole, already free. You don't need to change your thoughts or control them. You just need to see them for what they are, passing phenomena, not the essence of who you are. If you're not your thoughts, then what is this I that we so often refer to? This I that feels like the center of your world, the one that makes decisions, experiences emotions, and navigates life? It's a question that has puzzled humanity for centuries, and yet the answer is closer than you might think. Let's begin by examining the sense of self. From the moment you're born, you're given a name, a story, and a set of identities. You're told you're a son or daughter, a student, a friend, a professional. These labels become part of who you think you are. But are they truly you? If you strip away all these roles, all these stories, what remains? What is left when there's no I to define? The truth is, the sense of I is itself a thought. It's a mental construct, a way for your mind to organize experience. When you say, I am happy, or I am sad, you're identifying with a feeling, a state of mind. But this I is not a fixed entity. It's fluid, changing from moment to moment. One moment you're the confident speaker. The next, you're the nervous observer. One moment you're the loving friend. The next, you're the critical judge. So, who is this I that seems to shift so easily? Here's the key. The I is not a thing. It's a process. It's the mind's way of creating a sense of continuity, a narrative that ties together your experiences. But this narrative is not the truth of who you are. It's just a story, a collection of thoughts, memories, and beliefs. And like all stories, it's incomplete, ever-changing, and ultimately illusory. Think of it this way. When you watch a movie, you see a character go through challenges, make choices, and grow. You might identify with the character, but you know that the character is not you. The character is just a role, played by an actor, a creation of the writer and director. Your sense of I is like that character. It's a role you're playing in the movie of your life. But the real you is the one watching the movie, the awareness that's always present, always observing. Now, this might sound abstract, but it's something you can experience directly. Take a moment to close your eyes and notice your thoughts. Don't try to control them or judge them. Just observe. You'll notice that thoughts come and go, but the awareness that observes them remains constant. This awareness is the true essence of who you are. It's not a thought, not a feeling, not a role. It's the space in which all experiences arise. But here's the paradox. This awareness is not something you can grasp or define. It's not an object, not a thing. It's the subject, the one who knows. You can't see it, just as you can't see your own eyes. But you can experience it. In fact, you're experiencing it right now. It's the silent witness behind all your thoughts, the stillness beneath the noise. So, what does this mean for your daily life? It means that you don't have to be controlled by your thoughts or your sense of self. You can step back and observe them, just as you observe the characters in a movie. You can choose which thoughts to engage with and which to let go. You can recognize that the I is just a story, and that the real you is beyond all stories. This doesn't mean you stop living your life or fulfilling your responsibilities. It means you do so with a sense of freedom, knowing that you are not defined by your roles or your thoughts. You can be fully engaged in the world, yet not trapped by it. You can experience joy, sorrow, success, and failure, yet remain rooted in the awareness that is your true nature. This realization is not an endpoint, but a beginning. It's an invitation to live with greater presence, clarity, and freedom. When you recognize that you are not your thoughts, not your roles, not your story, life becomes lighter, more spacious. Challenges still arise, but they no longer define you. Emotions still flow, but they no longer overwhelm you. You begin to see life as it is, not as your mind interprets it. So take this understanding into your daily life. Notice when you're caught in the story of I, and gently remind yourself, this is not who I am. Return to the awareness that is always here, always now. Over time, this practice becomes natural, effortless. You'll find yourself living from a place of deep peace, no matter what happens around you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of self-discovery. If this video resonated with you, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might benefit. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's create a conversation that inspires and uplifts. Until next time, remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Stay present, stay free, and take care. Namaste.